Well, Todd, thank you. I'm just amazed. It's unbelievable the size of this audience. It shows that Todd knows how to get people, and he is great at it. Todd said, I have to correct a couple of statements. One, he said I was an insider. The truth is, I'm an outsider. A few years ago, I was the lead plaintiff where we sued every brokerage firm and about 2,000 companies that went public. And as a result, there was a $2 billion verdict, but the judge was very tight and he only allowed $688 million to be paid to investors that lost their money in 99, 2000, 2001. And I hope any of you filed your claims because there was a lot of money being paid in those days.
How much was it?
Close to, after the attorneys, about 500 million. Attorneys made over 100 million.
And how much did you make?
Zero. The judge, well first, I only worked a few hours, and maybe 40 or 50 hours. But the judge said I was a professional and I didn't need the money. They also have a name for me. They called me a dinosaur. I don't know why. I'm only 94, and dinosaurs are a lot older than me. But they call me a dinosaur because of the philosophy and the way I've worked in the market and for investors. A philosophy that is probably known now as buy and hold. Nowadays, there are so many other ways of playing the market. There's a great option trader here in Todd. There's all kind of ETFs, bonds, but there's so many new theories, hundreds of new theories, and I believe there's about over 60 million people investing. We take this room alone, Todd says there are about 90 people, and I'll almost bet there are about 60 different ways that each of you have invested in the market. So it depends upon the person, what they really want. Do they want income? Do they want security, safety of principal? When we started the market and investing in about 1950, long before I worked in the market, my brother and I did it because we were practicing law then. We knew nothing. We just knew names. And we dealt with brokers, and they were pretty smart. But we made and lost money. By the way, during the 65 years that I've been investing, I've made money, and I've lost money, and I've missed deals, and made a lot of deals. So that is life that I imagine most of you have had successes, failures, but you go on. When we started investing, we made some money, did local companies in Cleveland, Ohio, where we were from. During that time, tax rate was about 92%. And we had a pretty busy law firm with a few thousand clients, in many, many cases. But the tax rate on capital gains was 25%. And was different than today. You could take the charitable donation and pay the 25%, but you can deduct the full amount of your gift from your income. So you don't have to be a mathematician or a genius to say which tax you would prefer to pay. And our love was the market, especially my brothers. That time, we were making some fair-sized contributions to charity. And one of the presidents of a Cleveland company, we knew a lot of them, came to us and said, "You're dealing with the wrong broker. I want to take you to Wall Street and to a major firm." So that was the break. None of us, no matter how successful each one here or in the market or any place else, does it by themselves. You always need help, and somebody else is going to help you in your business, whether it's a profession, in the market, in a major business. You have a lot of people, and that's what the stock market does. If you invest in a piece of paper and a company, you have a lot of people working for you day and night. And while you're sleeping, you sometimes make money. We'll come back to the market today during the question period or later. Well, when we went to New York, my brother and I, we met the director, the research director of one of the major firms that's still alive today. By the way, all the 4 firms that I work for are out of business. And not because of me, because of themselves. But as a result of meeting him, we were able to go to New York 1 day a month, meet with the research department, 1 analyst at a time, with the research director, know what they were buying, why they were buying, seeing their reports, talking to them about companies that they were going to research, and that was a leg on the market for us. I don't think very many people had that opportunity. And as a result of that firm, we met other firms, other presidents of companies. We went to conferences with them. We had lunches and dinners. That was before 1986. 1986, they changed the law, and presidents and companies could not talk to individuals. They had to talk to the public, and the public agreed to, had to be more than a dozen people or something. However, when you went to conferences, you met other people. And some of the people I met, we had a name for the group. This was starting about 1980. Up to that time, we were in our way of investing, my brother and I, we dealt in segments of the market, not the total market. We wanted to know everything about companies in each segment, and then we would choose to invest in those that we thought had the best growth. We were not interested in preservation, we were only interested in growth. And along the way, a few friends asked us to help them, and we started with about 10, and 5 of them are still alive, and they still take advice from me, even though I'm not in the business anymore.
And what did they call that group?
Well, we were the media mafia, and
Because?
it's true.
Because?
Here's why. We would go to a conference and talk. The president or a person talking at the conference would talk. After the day, we'd get together and talk among ourselves, the good, the bad, which were worthwhile, which weren't. And also whether we can believe them or not. Because sometimes they puff, sometimes they tell the truth. We evolved a group of companies that we could believe management when they spoke. And that's how we got involved in the media business after technology in the 60s, newspaper, broadcasting, radio in the 70s. In the 80s, we went to cable and met with some of the chairmen of companies. They didn't have suites. We met in their bedroom. We were sitting on the beds, and they were talking to us. Now they have suites or they own buildings.
Aaron, can you get actually specific in the early 80s when you told me yesterday a little bit about Lynn Cable, and there was a connection with a famous cable guy named McCaw. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
In 1972, from 1969 to 1974, was stagflation. The markets did nothing. At that time, we started buying into broadcasting. And by the way, the best time to buy stocks is when there's a market like today. It's not the best time to buy when they make new highs. If you know your companies and do your research and know what the future is, you buy low